It was one of those blistering July afternoons where the air feels like it's vibrating from the heat, the kind of day when the pavement could fry an egg. I had just moved into my dream home in Willow Grove, an upscale neighborhood with perfectly trimmed lawns, quiet streets, and neighbors who seemed just a little too interested in everyone else's business. The best part of the house? The backyard, specifically the sparkling blue pool. After years in a cramped city apartment, finally having my own private oasis felt unreal. At 29, after selling my tech startup, I'd been able to buy this place outright. It wasn't just a home, it was the start of a new chapter. That first week felt like pure bliss. I'd slip into a swimsuit, grab a cold lemonade, put on some soft background music, and stretch out by the water. The high hedges and solid fence made the yard feel completely secluded. Or so I thought. The arrival of Karen. Next door lived a woman in her 50s, with a rock-solid perm that could probably survive a hurricane. The neighbors called her Karen, and from what I heard, she was notorious for complaining about the smallest things. Kids playing too loudly, a trash can left out too long, even dogs barking in the early evening. At first, it was just odd looks. I'd catch her peeking over the hedge, eyes narrowing like she was trying to figure out my real reason for being there. I'd smile and wave, she'd scowl and vanish. Then came the first note, taped to my mailbox. This is a respectable neighborhood. Dress appropriately. I actually laughed. I was in my own fenced-in backyard, not parading down Main Street. From complaints to harassment. One Saturday afternoon, I was sprawled out on a lounge chair, halfway through a true crime podcast, when I heard someone clear their throat sharply. I looked up. There was Karen, standing at the edge of my fence, arms crossed, like she was about to issue a citation. "This isn't a public park. Who let you in here?" I blinked, confused. I live here. This is my house." She laughed, but not in a friendly way. "Don't lie. I've been here for 15 years. I know every homeowner, and you're not one of them. You're probably squatting." From that moment, she made it her personal mission to drive me out. She'd bang on the fence whenever I was outside, shout insults, leave more notes, each nastier than the last. "Get out before you're arrested. This is a decent community, not a homeless camp." I even caught her Ring camera aimed straight into my backyard, recording me while I swam or sunbathed. Creepy didn't even begin to cover it. The breaking point. One blazing Sunday, I decided enough was enough. I put on my favorite blue bikini, grabbed a towel, and walked out to the pool. That's when her voice sliced through the air. "That's it. I'm calling the cops." I froze mid-step as she dialed 911, loud enough for me and probably the entire block to hear. "Yes, there's a trespasser at 24 Willow Grove. She's been sneaking into the backyard for weeks, pretending she lives here. I'm scared for my safety." My safety? I was holding a pool float and a Diet Coke. Within minutes, a police cruiser pulled up. Whole neighborhood seemed to materialize on the sidewalk, watching like it was free entertainment. Karen pointed at me as if she'd just caught a jewel thief. "That's her. She's been loitering, probably casing the place to rob it." One officer, older, with a graying mustache, raised a hand. "Ma'am, calm down. Let's figure this out." Then he turned to me. "Miss, can you explain why you're here?" "I'm Mia Carter. I own this house. I moved in last month. She's been harassing me ever since." She scoffed. "Own it, please. She's barely 30, dresses like she's on spring break, clearly squatting." The officers asked for ID and proof of residence. I led them inside, pulled out my driver's license, the deed, and utility bills. They examined them, their expressions softening. "That could all be fake," she snapped. "I know she doesn't belong." Then I remembered my secret weapon, my security cameras. I pulled up footage from just 2 days earlier, showing her yelling insults over the fence, banging on it, and pointing her own camera into my yard. The officers watched silently. Karen's smug look faltered. She stammered, "That's not relevant." The younger officer finally asked, "Do you have any actual evidence she's trespassing?" Her answer is, "She's always half naked by that pool." The crowd of neighbors chuckled. The older officer sighed. So she's sunbathing in her own backyard. Mrs. Patel from across the street spoke up. Mia's been nothing but polite since she moved in. This is ridiculous. The tide had officially turned. The fallout. The police gave Karen a very clear warning about filing false reports. The HOA sent her a letter about disruptive behavior, with a threat of fines if she kept it up. For the first time since moving in, I felt like I could breathe. That weekend, I hosted a barbecue for a few neighbors, including Mrs. Patel, the HOA president, and a young couple who admitted they'd believed Karen's rumors at first. We swam, laughed, and played music loud enough to feel like a celebration. Karen? She stayed inside, though I did catch her peeking from her upstairs window once. I raised my glass in a mock toast. She yanked the curtain shut. Now people wave when they see me. Some stop to chat. The top I'd put up to block Karen's camera is gone, replaced with string lights. I still lounge in my swimsuits by the pool, sometimes even bolder than before. If she's still watching, she's keeping quiet about it. And if she ever tries again, I've got my documents, my footage, and now an entire neighborhood that knows the truth.